Why did Donald Trump bow to someone with no army, no power, and no political office? Even the most powerful men on earth lower their heads before Japan's emperor. He doesn't make laws. He gives no orders. He holds no authority over government. And yet when world leaders stand before him, they bow. Is it ancient tradition, pure symbolism, or something much deeper? In this video, we'll uncover the quiet power of Japan's emperor. From the world's oldest royal bloodline, to a role unlike any king or president. His presence commands more than obedience. It inspires respect, humility, even awe. Let's begin by asking a simple question. Why does a man with no power command more reverence than those who rule? Section 1. A silent power. Why does he command such respect? Why do presidents, kings, and even military leaders bow to a man with no power? It sounds unbelievable, but this happens in Japan. The Japanese emperor doesn't command armies. He doesn't control laws. He doesn't lead the country. And yet, when world leaders meet him, they lower their heads with quiet respect. It's not because of politics. It's not out of fear. It's something deeper. The Emperor of Japan is unlike any other figure in the modern world. He has no political role, but he's more than just a symbol. He represents the spirit of a nation, its continuity, its soul, its silence. In a world full of noise and power struggles, the emperor stands still. And in that stillness lies a different kind of power. A quiet power that doesn't command but invites. Does the West even have anything similar? Or is this respect something that only exists in Japan? Let's find out what makes this silent presence so powerful. Section 2. The world's oldest dynasty, a line that never broke. Did you know that Japan's imperial family is the oldest continuing monarchy in the world? Older than the British crown. Older than any European royal house. For over 2,600 years, the Japanese imperial line has never been broken, not once. No revolutions, no assassinations, no coups. It's a story of quiet survival in a world built on blood and conquest. While kings and emperors in other countries fell to war or politics, Japan's emperor remained a constant thread through centuries of change, even when real power shifted to samurai, generals, or politicians. The emperor was never erased. Always there. Always sacred. Why did Japan protect this bloodline for millennia? Was it just tradition? Or did the people sense something deeper, a need for continuity, not chaos? This isn't just history. It's a mirror of how Japan sees itself. Not as a country built on conquest, but one that values connection, lineage, and peace. And maybe that's why world leaders bow. Not to the man but to the miracle of a throne that never disappeared. Section 3. No power, no orders, and yet, so much influence. He has no army, no political party, no executive power. And yet, when the Japanese emperor speaks, people listen. Not because he commands them but because he doesn't. This is power without force. A presence without pressure. He represents not what Japan does but what Japan is. A spiritual figure, not a ruler. A symbol, not a strategist. In the West, influence usually comes from authority, ambition, or control. But in Japan, it often comes from restraint, from dignity, from silence. And the emperor is the ultimate embodiment of that idea. When disaster strikes like the 2011 earthquake and tsunami, it's not the prime minister's voice that brings the deepest comfort. It's the emperor's quiet appearance. His calm tone. His mere presence. He doesn't promise anything. He doesn't argue. He simply is. And in a world full of noise, that stillness speaks louder than any speech. Section 4. Why presidents and kings bow to the emperor. When world leaders meet, they shake hands. When they meet the Japanese emperor, many bow. Even U.S. presidents, known for their firm handshakes and proud posture, often lower their heads even slightly before him. Why? It's not about political power. It's not about fear or obligation. It's something older, something deeper. A respect that crosses borders, beyond rank or ideology. Because the emperor doesn't rule, he represents. He carries the weight of 2,600 years of tradition. of peace, continuity, and the quiet dignity of a nation. When President Obama bowed in 2009, some Americans were outraged. But in Japan, it was seen as a rare moment of true understanding. A recognition that this quiet man holds something no other leader on earth does. Sacred history. You can shake hands with a politician, but you bow to something eternal. Section 5. From divine ruler to symbol. How Japan redefined the throne. Once, the Emperor of Japan was seen as a living god, a divine descendant of the sun goddess Amaterasu. For centuries, that belief shaped the soul of Japan. But after World War II, everything changed. Under the post-war constitution, the emperor lost all political power. He was redefined not as a ruler, but as a symbol of the state and unity of the people. This was not just a legal change, it was a cultural transformation. In the West, when a king loses power, it's often the end of their story. But in Japan, it became a new beginning. By stepping back from politics, the emperor gained something greater: unshakable respect, national trust, and timeless presence. Today, Japan's monarchy is the oldest in the world. And yet, its survival came not from force but from letting go. How many leaders in history have grown stronger by releasing power? Section 6. No laws, no commands, so why do people still follow? In most countries, authority needs enforcement laws, police, punishments. But in Japan, something strange happens. Even without rules, people still follow. Even without power, the emperor still matters. Why do Japanese people respect something that can't arrest them, tax them, or command them? Is it tradition? Maybe. Is it loyalty? Possibly. But more than anything, it's culture. In Western societies, respect is often earned through action, achievement, or charisma. But in Japan, respect can come from presence, from restraint, from simply being there. The emperor never forces unity, he embodies it. He doesn't tell people what to do, but by existing quietly, he shapes what people feel is right. It's not fear-based order. It's an emotional harmony, a shared rhythm of life. You could say Japan is guided not by control, but by consent. How would your country work if no one had to give orders? Section 7. Silent apology. How the emperor said sorry without words. After World War II, Japan faced deep shame. The devastation was total: cities burned, lives lost, pride shattered. And while politicians argued about responsibility, the emperor remained almost completely silent. He stepped down from divinity. He bowed to the people. He even traveled to the sites of tragedy, again and again. But he never gave a dramatic speech. Was that a failure to apologize? Or was it a different kind of apology one only Japan could understand? In Western cultures, apology means words. I'm sorry, I was wrong. But in Japan, the deepest apologies are often unspoken. They are shown through gestures, endurance, and humility. By becoming a humble figure, by bearing the weight of the nation's sorrow. The emperor became something more than political. He became a quiet symbol of regret and rebirth. No blame, no anger, no excuses, just presence and silence. Can silence carry more truth than speeches ever could? Section 8. The power of doing nothing. Why the emperor doesn't rule. In the West, power is measured by action. Presidents sign laws, kings make speeches, leaders give commands. But the Japanese emperor does none of that. He doesn't rule. He doesn't command the military. He doesn't even express political opinions. And yet, his presence is considered sacred. His movements are televised. His words rare as they are move the nation. Why? Because Japan values restraint over dominance, stillness over noise, presence over performance. The emperor's silence is not emptiness. It's intention. A cultural signal that says, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do nothing. This quiet philosophy is woven into Japanese tea ceremonies, gardens, poetry, even conversation. A respect for the unsaid. A reverence for what simply is. In a noisy world that rewards loudness, can the quietest figure still be the most powerful? Section 9. Why even Trump and royalty bow to the emperor. World leaders are used to shaking hands. They stand tall. They pose for cameras. But something unusual happens in Japan. When foreign presidents and kings meet the emperor, they bow. Even Donald Trump, known for his dominance, lowered his head. He even toasted with his wine glass, lower than the emperor's, and behaved with rare elegance. The British royal family, proud of their own heritage, showed deep respect. Why? It's not about politics. It's not about power. It's about tradition and something even deeper. In Japan, bowing isn't just manners. It's a recognition of connection. It says, I see you. I respect what you carry. The emperor doesn't demand this respect. He doesn't negotiate it. He earns it, not trying to earn it. He embodies something timeless, something beyond one nation. And world leaders can feel it consciously or not. Isn't it strange that in a world obsessed with strength and winning, the one who never fights still commands the deepest respect? Section 10. The silent power Japan never shouts about. In the modern world, power is loud. Presidents give speeches. Celebrities go viral. Everyone wants to be seen, to be heard, to dominate. But Japan holds on to something different. It believes in quiet dignity, in presence without force, in respect that doesn't need volume. The Emperor of Japan doesn't rule over people. He doesn't have military power. He doesn't sign laws or lead governments. And yet, his presence can humble kings, silence rooms, move hearts. This is the Japan many people don't understand. A country that values stillness, that sees strength in restraint, that believes dignity isn't taken as earned by how you carry yourself. So when you look at the emperor, you're not seeing a man of power. You're seeing a mirror, a reflection of how Japan wants to be remembered. Not loud, not boastful, but deeply, quietly worthy of respect. Cultural habits like this may seem small, but they reflect big ideas. How does your culture compare? Let's share and learn from each other. Leave a comment if you'd like. And please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.